All right, guys. This is the Flying Triangle. This is the Schnozby, and I have with me
Matty Ice, baby. You know what it is.
It's K-Rock, and on audio today we have Howard. Mrs. Q.
It's all good.
That's
though.
what he's supposed to do. He's
taking
playing
care,
with buttons.
He's taking care of business.
Yeah, he's
right
on
now.
the audio.
Yes.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Yep. We just need more laptops. I think
Yeah.
a whole Iron Man
Need more
design.
cowbell.
We do need more cowbell.
If we could just get a little bit of a cowbell and an opening theme song.
I mean, if we could all just get a little cowbell in our
Will
lives.
Ferrell would be an awesome guest.
Will Ferrell, shout out to Will Ferrell because we know you're cruising. We know you're listening.
We know you're listening right now. Or you will listen one day.
So-
You will know who we are.
No interest in MMA at all.
No.
Yeah.
None
But-
whatsoever.
Loves his cowbell, though.
But yeah, so we're here to talk about a lot of things, actually. We have last week's fights, UFC 271. We are recording this actually the night of UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Hill as well.
I gotta get my bragging in.
Bragging in. Okay, so let's get to that. Let's get to last week's fights.
This is the Broken Triangle today.
Oh, yeah, it's the Broken Triangle because
A little tipsy.
we are enjoying a few adult beverages.
Yeah. We actually just simmered down a bit.
Yeah.
So I might just take a shot in the middle of this and fucking pick it up again.
Yeah, so if
I'm down.
if we abruptly pause or if there's a weird abrupt edit, you know why.
Yeah.
Okay, so UFC 271 was last Saturday. It was a pretty good card. How did you guys feel about it overall?
I mean, I'm happy with the outcomes. I guess it's not the greatest, card of all time, but I was happy with the outcomes. Because I called every goddamn fight right,
The thing
son.
is there's a lot of finishes, so it was. I mean, last three fights were bangers.
I had no
yeah.
idea the fucking Moicano and Hernandez were even fighting until they were fighting. So I was like, okay, I'm going to enjoy
Yeah,
this.
that was a weird. Yeah,
Is that the one that was the main card fight that we
We just went totally spaced
It
what
was
I'm talking
weirdly-
about.
No, we talked about Kyler Phillips and them instead.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think we all thought that Moicano was going to win, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We
he
can
did.
say that now.
I went 4
It's
for
like,
1.
we thought that guy was going to win.
Burping right into the damn microphone.
So,
So I went.
so if we can just go main card.
I went 2 and 3, but I also won $300 betting on the 3 fighters I picked to lose.
Well, did we all
So did
pick
you
Bobby
really
Green
lose?
to win?
We all picked Green to win. Yeah.
We all picked Bobby
That
Green
is
to win.
crazy.
Well,
I mean, that just shows how
I mean,
smart
I'm
we
going to be
are.
100% honest. Don't quote me on that because I'd have to go back and listen to the podcast to remember for sure. We did a lot of talking that day, but I'm pretty sure I had Bobby Green.
And then
Could be wrong.
In my heart, I had him.
You know what? I don't think I had Bobby Green. Now that I think about it, I think I might have had Nasrat.
I
I
did.
might have went 3 and 2.
Yeah.
We're just going to count the Moicano win because we at least all called Kyler Phillips.
We all called Kyler Phillips, so we got that one. I'm pretty sure.
So I had Kyler Phillips correctly. I had Tai Tuivasa, and I had Israel Adesanya.
Can we talk about how good Derek Lewis looked against Tai Tuivasa until he lost, though?
I mean, yeah, let's just jump right into Derek Lewis because,
Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely. I thought he was dominating.
He was
Oh,
shooting.
no,
I thought it was to the point where he was dominating.
He was more
That was
technical
insane.
than I've ever seen
Yeah.
him fight before.
Yeah, I thought the wrestling. I remember when we were watching it. It was me, Sean, and Howard. We all watched it at the same time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it like. Sorry,
all
we
good.
were talking about it like. Derek Lewis is gonna pop his head off, or Tai Tuivasa is gonna pop his head off.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, fucking takedown. And what was the funniest part of what we were watching is when we were like, everybody who has cupping marks is losing.
Everybody who had cupping marks
And I-
lost that night.
And I say, no way does Derek have cupping marks.
What
And
does
then
he
like
have?
2 minutes in,
Cupping marks. The curse of the
2
cup.
minutes in.
It's crazy. He fell on like his own blade.
Yeah.
You know that getting picked apart and then just icing a guy. That's exactly
Yeah.
what Tua did to him. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's getting beat up and then that
He
elbow
Derek
just comes
Lewis.
in.
Derek Lewis.
Yeah, he just Derek Lewis him.
That's insane.
I-
Tai Tuivasa kind of the man though.
Derek, the clock cost me about $700 on Derek Brunson fight though, because I had him winning by submission,
Well, I was.
and he had that rear naked choke locked in.
Well, yeah, in the first round. That's
Yeah.
what we were talking about.
Yeah, he had it.
Cannonier is in horrible way in the first, and we were talking. Oh, he must be gassed. He must be fucking, shit.
I don't think he
tired.
was gassed yet, but
Fucking Brunson was. He
Yeah.
was slopping around.
Yeah.
in the second round,
Sean's sitting there like, oh no, my wallet. Oh no, my wallet.
no, dude,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he locked in that rear naked and was like he knew the time was short, so he expended all his arm strength right
Oh,
there trying to
yeah.
actually get it. Well, and that's crazy when you look at the fight tonight where the guy tapped with 1 second left. Cornet or whatever, as a veteran, was like, I'm not fucking tapping for shit.
Yeah.
The clock's running out. If he puts me to sleep before the clock goes out, whatever. That one dude tapped with 1 second left
What
and
kind
won
of
me
an
$150
idiot?
$130.
Looking at this now, the weird thing I didn't realize is that the co-main event and then the Cannonier Brunson fight both ended knockout by elbows in the second round.
That's pretty crazy. Elbows, yeah.
2 consecutive fights, same round, same method, and same exact style.
Who the hell thought Brunson was going to win? What a bunch of idiots.
I mean, he looked pretty dominant.
Dumb, stupid dummies. Cannonier's obviously superior, as he proved, with the second round TKO.
I mean, if they ran that back, I could easily see Brunson winning that
No,
fight.
Cannonier fucking slopped around again. I think he literally figured out after that first round, he's like, oh, I just got to fucking totally disrespect your hands and just fucking move forward on your ass.
So there was the main event too, the highly contentious, kind of controversial main event, Israel Adesanya.
Was it controversial, though?
Not to me so much.
No, I think
because-
3 rounds were Israel for sure.
Yeah, at least 3. Yep.
He just looked better. Just the eye test. I don't need
3
to see any
rounds. 3
numbers.
rounds looked way better for Israel.
Yeah.
Like, Robert Whitaker looked like he was fighting for his fucking life.
I don't agree with that.
Israel Adesanya looked
I
like
don't
he was
agree with
fucking breakdancing on his
I
ass.
think he
I
just.
don't agree with
know,
that.
Well,
yeah.
maybe you should open up your goddamn eyes.
I mean, Israel won the fight for sure. Israel won the fight for sure, but it wasn't that
It
bad.
was pretty obvious. You're just scoring takedowns as if there's something. Robert Whitaker is like doing everything. I'll tell you this. In the second round, he turned it on. I was like, this is much better.
Second, fifth round,
But he just
looked-
couldn't sustain it.
Well, the thing is like that's that thing where you're talking about like obviously there's only 5 rounds in a fight, so it's all hypothetical or whatever. But the gas tank was better for Whitaker when it came down to the
gas tank.
well,
No,
the
you're
fifth round was all
insane.
Whitaker. All Whitaker fifth round.
It wasn't like a super. It was like Adesanya was just having trouble finding his range. It was like he was just like, God damn, I just can't really get
He
it.
just couldn't get as normally in the stand up. Israel's always like levels ahead of somebody.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's hard for him to adjust to somebody who he's I think a fair bit ahead of Whitaker on the stand up, but
It's close
not
enough.
as much as there is to everybody else.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Everybody else, it's a
Yeah,
mile.
Whitaker was really making him work for
Well,
it.
that's the thing. I'm telling you right now.
But that's what this is the best Robert Whitaker will ever perform
Well,
against Izzy.
Cannonier's probably getting the next title shot, right?
Oh, no.
Because Strickland looked bad.
Izzy already kind of alluded to it.
It's gonna be a mopping. Dude.
And I
It's
think
gonna be. It's
I'm worried. I think Cannonier might be able to beat Israel Adesanya. I know that's
He's going to
insane,
have to catch him.
but he'll have to catch him. But I'm saying like he's long. Cannonier
Yeah.
is long.
dude. Robert Whitaker made him look like he was a prelim fighter.
I don't care. It's style. You know that's not the way it works. You know the way the styles match up.
If your goal is
If
to
Cannonier
stand
just
with
wa-
if your goal is to stand with Israel Adesanya, you're gonna lose. Period.
I don't agree with that. I
Period.
think that if you just decide that you're going to walk through Israel Adesanya, you damn near might be able to.
No, just that statement. It's
That-
walk through Israel
if
Adesanya.
that's your
I feel
mindset.
like that's the
No,
worst
that-
way to approach
No,
that.
that
But-
counter
but-
straight right
but
is
look
just
at-
gonna push you
look
on
at
your ass.
Look at what
dude.
Cannonier's going to. Who's more powerful? Who's bigger? You know?
No,
Yeah,
honestly,
And Cannonier's
no, hold
gone
on.
some rounds. It's
Hold
not
on.
like Cannonier's going to gas out really quick.
Before this weekend, I would have easily said Cannonier, but Israel's looking big. Israel's looking real big.
Israel's way bigger
He's
than
real.
Jared Cannonier.
He's real tall.
Jared Cannonier's 6 feet tall. Izzy's 6'4" and has a 3-inch reach advantage.
Jesus Christ. Well, 3 inches for 4 inches
Yeah,
taller.
that's not as.
That's not bad.
The ratio's low there.
But it's, dude, Jared Cannonier. He's fucking
Dude,
huge.
Israel,
well, yeah,
Israel
he is.
looked
Yeah.
Israel
He's
looked
solid.
jacked this weekend or last
I
week.
didn't
looked
think
good.
so.
I thought he looked good.
I mean, he always.
He looked physically better than he ever has. Like
Oh, okay, okay, you guys are getting me running downhill right now. I don't think that Jared Cannonier is going to win. I'm like starting. I've
could.
I've thought about it for a long time. I'm like, that's a guy that just like one good clip, and that's when was like me and Sean were talking about while we were watching it. Does Robert Whitaker really have like one good clip power? No, he's not a guy that's going to really drop you.
he can one punch somebody.
Does
but-
Jan like even like the strongest opponents as he's
Jan
fought?
can.
I mean, because he's so big compared to Izzy, but like
Jan didn't
I don't-
have to. Jan just
he's just like
Jan just
ragdolled him.
he
He
out-game
ragdolled
planned him.
yeah, he ragdolled him.
He
pretty much.
saved a lot of his strength for rounds 4 and 5.
It's
and
hard
that's
for
when
me
he
to say
just-
that.
Yeah.
Because even though, I mean, Izzy's so elusive.
Oh my
Jared Cannonier.
Cannonier won by leg kicks over Anderson Silva, huh?
Yeah, it's wild. He stops almost everybody that he does beat.
Dude, you know who's? I mean, it's so
And when
crazy.
he loses, he usually
Kelvin
goes a distance
Gastelum,
in a
man,
row.
that guy's like should fight 170, but he likes his hamburgers a little too much,
Yeah.
and he still competes.
Kelvin Gastelum, what heartbreaker.
He is 1-5 in his last 6.
One was for a title fight against
Who are we
Israel.
talking about?
Kelvin Gastelum.
2 were like the only bad loss I see there is Darren Till, and that's
Okay, so
a bold statement saying a bad loss from Darren
Right.
Till, but that's his only bad loss there.
for sure. Okay, so to wrap up UFC 271, it was a pretty good card.
We need to talk about the shoe real quick.
The shoe.
We need to talk about the shoe real quick. Because we didn't even like we said that.
Are you talking about the kind of
Tuivasa? We're just like the guy is like. I mean, he went from 11th to 3rd. I think after that win, he's right up. He's up there like now. Like who's he fighting next?
I was talking to Matt about this earlier. I say either Stipe.
That was me.
Or was you?
Yeah.
It was you. Stipe or Cyril Gane.
I think if Stipe is willing to fight again, which I'm not sure he is, after seeing the news where he's went full-time firefighter.
Yeah, he just got sworn in as a full-time firefighter.
He's like full-time firefighter now. He may just be moving on. But I think Tua versus Stipe would be the better fight. I think Cyril outpaces him if they fight. He'll use his ground game more. He'll just be more athletic. It'll be a hard fight for Tua. Obviously, he obviously can knock out anybody at any given time, but I don't think Cyril's going to let that be an option.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going to clinch, close the distance, and within.
Are you guys talking about Cyril Gane versus Ty right now?
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at a fight like that, I'm just wondering what happens if Cyril Gane wins.
Nothing.
That's heartbreaking for like UFC
That's why I think
fans.
they might not.
No, that's why they don't want to make that fight.
Yeah,
they don't want to make.
I don't think you want to make. Honestly, I think you might even want to throw Cyril Gane into the wind
with Francis,
because I think you'd honestly prefer Tai Tuivasa to get a title shot in a favorable moment.
Well, if he loses to Francis, it's like whatever,
right?
Yeah, like it's Francis who's looked better and better, more well-rounded. Every fight.
What's Francis Ngannou's contract looking like right now?
He may not fight again for UFC.
So it's like
he's got fights left though. That's the only thing that sucks for him. And I think the way it works in the UFC is, if you like retire or whatever, or you don't accept fights, there's no like time limit on your contract. You're locked in for the amount of fights.
The thing is like, say this is a random tangent or whatever, but like say Andrew Luck comes back tomorrow, he is a Colt.
He's a Colt. He's signed. Yeah.
No, that's not the case though. That's not the case.
It's not.
I thought he still had years on contract.
No, we like paid out the contract.
We did.
Yeah, that was like a big thing. No, if he comes back, he probably wouldn't be a Colt. He'd probably come back on a different team completely.
If he came back, he'd probably go to. I mean, shit, Vikings. Vikings would be amazing with him.
The Butt Boys. I mean, the Butt Boys. I think the Butt Boys are probably the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
One last thing I wanted to point out about 271.
You serious about the favorites?
No.
Okay.
No, never that.
One last thing I wanted to point out about 271 that I thought was a cool thing is Roxanne Modafferi retiring.
Roxanne.
She's like an OG women's MMA fighter, and it was like her last fight.
And how did she retire?
Dude,
she lost split decision. I guess it was a really good fight, though.
It was a great fight.
That's how the champ goes out, man.
I'm telling you what, like if you see this woman,
and we have the same birthday. That's dope.
If you see this woman, you have no idea that she's been banging it out with these girls for a while.
By the way, not to go off the rails, I love that we mentioned that we drank, and like all that's happened is I've like slapped the fuck out of my mic a little bit. Other than that, we haven't seemed drunk. We just fucking goof. I've slurred probably like 18 different words by now. So I'll take shots off.
You guys hear Howard's right now?
I couldn't.
I can't. He's not picking up. He's not going to pick up on our mics. He's going to pick up on the USB mic because our mics are awesome.
Okay.
So suck that.
We'll have to try to get a fourth good mic too for when Howard's with us.
By the way, I love that we can edit as much of this as we want.
Yeah.
I love that I'm going to be able to listen to this tomorrow, just walking around eating breakfast or whatever, and be like, "Hey, that moment where I was talking about walking around eating breakfast and being drunk,
cut that out.
I'm cutting that shit out.
They'll never even know this happened.
They'll never know it happened.
There should be some times though where we just go raw with it. Like,
100 because I don't want to fucking. I am not going to edit the fucking piss out of this. Yeah, but I mean, there's been a couple oopsies for Matty Ice.
If you want to, you can cut out that part where I said Andrew.
Oh, you know what? You know the thing we did?
Yeah.
The sound off we did with Howard, we can just save that for if we do the Patreon.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
If we do the Patreon?
No, I'm saying when we do. That's what I meant. Like when we start it open.
I just like that podcasts are a lot more like comfortable. We can 100% feel. Yeah, we can cut out whatever we want, and then what do you? Okay, so I'm not afraid about saying anything I want to say. I'm not afraid about pacing.
I'd love live stuff. We're gonna have to be a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Live stuff, but also live stuff. I think it's going to be forgiven because our sound won't need to be so crisp. It's on a laptop recording, and there's
we
a lot
don't
forgiven.
got to worry about saying something fucking like stupid off the wall and not being able to be like,
just watch your mouth a little bit.
Jamie, can you cut that?
Can you cut that, please?
Okay,
so moving on from UFC,
the horse dewormer wasn't correct.
Horse, yep.
moving on from UFC 271.
Tonight we had UFC Fight Night, Hill versus Walker. Admittedly, we only got to catch the main card, really, but that's okay.
Yeah, kind of fooling, but that's kind of the funnest thing to do on a
decent
fight
card,
night.
though.
Kind of fooling, yeah. I mean, it's. I think it was a fight night. You know,
it was a fight night for sure.
I think the only thing we really missed was that arm bar and that KO punch there at the end of the prelims. That's the only thing we really missed from the prelims. That seemed to be too.
I mean, let's talk about some fun stuff, okay? Sean, I know you're a happy camper. I know you won a little bit of money tonight. Tell us about your bets, huh?
So your boy Deshnosby won a little bit of cash tonight. I had a 3-fight parlay, and I had picked Joaquin Buckley, Kyle Dawkins, and Jamal Hill to win their fights, and they did. So I walked out a happy boy. K-Rock also won some money, I believe.
Yeah, I was pretty happy that he tapped with 1 second left because I bet on Kyle to win by finish.
Yeah, he finished him in that first round.
Yeah.
Right?
And I won like $130. Yeah, with the Dar choke. 1 second left. That dude should have muscled.
I've noticed that it's always the first fight that is the longest for you in a parlay. That first leg.
Yeah,
and it was tonight for sure because Buckley Al-Hassan. I thought it was really close. Fight. It was split decision, right?
Wouldn't have been.
It was split.
Wouldn't have been surprised if Al-Hassan had won that fight.
Well, somebody thought he had. So I mean, there were just moments where
we were talking earlier, and I'll say. I think that was a draw, man. I think it's 28-28. I think that was a 10-8 round in the third round.
The last round was pretty
I
decisive.
think 10-8 rounds need to be normalized, so I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, for sure.
They have gotten a lot better than they used to be. There are a lot more 10-8 rounds than there used to be.
Let's talk about the GOAT. He pulled out another win tonight. We like to see it. Jim Miller.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Who doesn't love that guy?
Is he still around? Of course he's still around. Knock people out.
39th UFC fight?
Yeah.
UFC fight is my question. So I'm looking at his record is 34-16, but UFC is a different story, isn't it? I mean, damn near he's had about 30 fights, dude.
I think he tied Don Cerrone for 39.
So when he entered the UFC, he was 11-1. So you just subtract that by his current record, which is 34-16.
Yeah, it's 39 fights.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, Jim Miller's the greatest.
He's like
UFC fighter of all time.
Well, he's 2 away from the most finishes in UFC history too.
Man,
I'm looking at some of his wins.
18 submissions.
That's impressive.
Well,
plenty of knockouts.
One of the things is, I will say this: some of his submissions are like damn near classified as knockouts.
Yeah,
because he just rocks their world and then he just sinks in the rear naked, or whatever.
Oh yeah, TKO god.
Yeah, he looked crisp tonight. The striking looked.
He looked amazing tonight. Actually,
really
he looked
crisp.
better than he's looked in a long time.
For sure.
I mean, where's Jim Miller sitting? I know he's a roller coaster. He loses
2-fight winning streak right now, so.
But he lost 2 ahead of it. I'm looking at.
Well, the problem is he's fighting at like a top heavy division.
Yeah,
is he? I mean, his losses were Joe Solecki.
Well, I meant like moving up's hard at this point in his career because up until like top 5, anyone wins those fights, and then once you get in top 5, it's killers.
It's just impressive at his age. What is he? He's got to be mid-30s.
It's a similar thing with like Andrei Arlovsky, how he's kind of like beating young up and coming guys.
Yeah,
still.
yeah. Once he gets into the gauntlet, it's going to be rough.
That's a great comparison, actually. It was 38 years old. Jim Miller is
only 38 though. That's kind of crazy.
And then after that, we had a heavyweight fight. It was Parker Porter versus Alan Baudo.
Holy shit! Was that a fucking?
Yeah,
that was a
kind of a slugfest.
Well, the thing is, like, man, like, I get it. You're probably 250 or whatever, but you got to be able to throw punches for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in UFC, like, I mean, I have no room to talk. I would never be able to sit out there.
Did it just end with them just fucking sluggishly?
You could tell they got tired quick.
It got tired quick for a main card.
Did Parker
fight.
Porter perform better, though?
Yeah, I mean, in the end, he kind of snuck in some takedowns and stuff. Yeah.
He took a lot of damage. I'll say that. He took a lot of damage.
Heavyweight fights going the distance,
And then after that, we had a pretty good co-main event.
The money fight.
This was Kyle Dawkins versus Jamie Pickett, and this was a pretty one-sided affair, I would say.
Yeah, and like, did we ever find out if this was a fill-in fight or something?
It has to be. It was at a catchweight 195.
Yeah.
So maybe it's on here actually. Yes, because it was supposed to be Julian Marquez and Kyle Dawkins, but Marquez was pulled from the event for undisclosed reasons and replaced by Jamie Pitt. Yeah, it doesn't say when that happened though.
Well, the thing is they said 2 fights
a few days ago. Maybe
it was like 2 fights in a row before this that he got canceled because of shit like that.
Yeah,
so they probably just found someone to put in there because they're like, dude, Kyle Dukakis is like getting fights canceled left and right
Yeah.
for stuff that he can't control.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, so whoever it was just got to be thrown into a Darce choke. And
It was like at the very end of the
Cheese.
round. He had kind of like there was something early. Oh, he was trying to get him in a Von Flue choke. Well, it's a St. Preux, but it used to be called a Von Flue. Yeah,
the old St. Preux. He's like because he was in a guillotine kind of one arm guillotine, and he started dropping that shoulder in there.
Shoulder into the throat of.
Well, and then everyone's like, I mean, like I said, you got to hold out that last second. But I said to Sean earlier when we were watching the fight, that dude's leg is like slumping, like he's going.
Oh yeah, it was
start.
That's why he tapped, because he was starting to go.
He
up.
was gonna be like, I think that 1 second more actually would have been like he wasn't getting up off the canvas when the bell rang. Because his leg was like slumping down. You could see the lights going out for sure.
Well, I mean, good performance by Kyle Dawkins.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, who hasn't lost a lot, but it's a good win. Get on the winning path.
Hell yeah.
Well,
especially Phil Hawes.
When you spend a camp training for somebody and someone else comes in just to get the win after that, you're like, all right, like had to change the game plan up at the last second. Had to make sure.
But at least you're in fighting shape.
Yeah.
At least you've been putting on a good camp.
For sure. Good shit, Kyle Dawkins. And then the main event, wow. This was the definitely the moment of the night, the fight of the night.
The neck stumper.
This the finish of this fight was particularly memorable. For sure.
Oh man, I can't believe the way he falls down after that punch.
It's like cartoonish in a way. The way
Johnny Walker, he got hit in his temple.
Yeah.
When we were watching it back in slow motion at different angles, we couldn't watch it from whatever we had been. We were kind of looking on your phone, Sean. We were kind of and I was like, man, let me see that again. I think everybody when they first watched, let me see that.
It looks like a forehead punch at first.
Yeah, it is not. He does glance him on the temple. And have you ever had your temple rocked?
Also,
I mean, come on.
It's pushing down on his head too, like it's coming at that
for
angle.
sure. He's kind of pressing the button a bit, because you got all those nerves in your neck and in your chin. But I do see how you see people get clipped behind the ear and go wompy. Like, it was just the most goofy, animated, not an embarrassing highlight reel, way to lose.
Well, here's the thing. In my honest opinion, it's not even really that embarrassing because this is the man who hurt himself trying to do the worm after finishing the fight. So
that's embarrassing.
He's fine mentally after that.
Well, I called every single fight right in 271. I didn't call any of those fights at all. I should have. You guys are the ones that are making all the money. I'm the one that's getting the perfect cards.
You guys got to see this picture. I'm showing the guys a picture. It's like one of those kind of where they get like a frame.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
the frame.
It looks like Johnny Walker's
it's like
face.
A still of getting blown.
You know what that
apart.
reminds me of?
Looks like a shovel.
You remember Ryan Gimeno or whatever his name was when he knocked out Anthony Parash?
Ryan Gimo.
Oh, okay.
And the dude's like face is stuck when he goes down.
Yeah,
that dude got killed in a car crash.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Jesus.
R.I.P.
Yeah, and like he wasn't like a super highly touted guy or whatever, but he was like gonna be like a good fighter for sure.
I'm looking at that same image now.
It's gnarly.
What is this?
Jeez. Johnny Walker, though, I mean, a downward spiral he's beginning to slip into.
Oh, this is the... So also tonight was the bare knuckle fighting championship.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the good stuff.
So this says, I just found a clip of... I wish we had like a monitor that was big enough we could all see it at the same time. Me and Kyle are watching the finish to the Chad Mendez bare knuckle debut. I'll play it again for Matty Ice. He currently can't see it.
I can pull it up.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you got it on?
On Reddit.
And what should I
It's MMA. It's just type in MMA.
Oh, man, that short left.
Got him. I believe the guy who's fighting was like a fucking TikToker or something like that.
Well, what I think is going on is he's been dropped multiple times at this point, it looks like.
Yeah. Clearly just outclassed. He's not really an athlete, and Chad Mendez is.
Well, he looks like an athlete. He just doesn't look like he's a fighter.
Yeah. Gnarly. That was gnarly.
Chad Mendez said about this fight in recent interviews that he is going to make more than Francis Ngannou made to fucking defend his heavyweight title in the UFC.
Wild.
Like, how in the world does a guy who's like the fourth fight on the card for a random organization make it more than the heavyweight champion of UFC?
I mean, it's more dangerous.
Well, I get that, but
That's what it is.
imagine Francis Ngannou going out there and bare knuckle boxing people. He may kill somebody.
Well, yeah, you have to pay me probably about $50 million.
No,
I'm
honestly,
putting
I
that
don't know
across
if
my
I don't know
life
if I'd step in there with.
because he might die.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd step in there with someone like Francis.
So
I'll beat Francis Ngannou's ass.
we can probably
Cut
Edit that out.
I keep looking at the time.
So do you guys want to talk about the boy Bobby Green in the news?
Bobby boy.
Yeah, we talk about Bobby Green.
Islam Makhachev was supposed to next
Opportunity of
Saturday
a career.
was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush. It was supposed to be a big fight, basically a title eliminator winner was probably going to get the winner of Justin Gaethje versus Charlie Oliveira. And unfortunately, Beneil Dariush has suffered some kind of a leg or ankle injury or something and had to pull out. So on like 2 weeks' notice, Bobby Green is going to step up and
Not just 2 weeks' notice. Fought last weekend.
fought last weekend, and he's going to step up and take on a top 5 fighter in Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, I mean, this is a typical Michael J. White kickboxing movie because that's exactly what Bobby Green looks like.
What I think needs to happen is
I was about minus 1,000 betting favorite Makhachev is. Plus 600 underdog. Green is.
I'm putting money on that fight for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, why
A
not?
little bit cash.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, Green's got like mad confidence.
Oh, he's coming in hot, dude. He's knocked out all
Well, he's just dropping his hands like, come on.
Plus, you got to think he's still in probably really good shape because it wasn't too long ago.
I'm telling you, it's like he snorted
they,
a rail of fucking I don't know, a hip hop artist. He just inhaled DMX. DMX died. He flowed into the nostrils of Bobby Green, and now Bobby Green.
Bobby Green gonna give it to you.
He gonna give it to you, dude.
He gonna give it to you. Bobby Green gonna give it to you.
I'm telling you, it was so strange to watch a guy so insanely confident. Like I was like. I love the hand. I want a shot of alcohol. I want to get tipsy.
Do you guys